The first of the 10 paramis, or perfections, is dana parami. This is a Pali term that often translates to perfection of generosity or generosity as transcendence. Of course, literally it would be generosity perfection. So the paramis begin with generosity because it's the simplest virtue to cultivate. Now, as for the different types of values or various gifts and services, the most important ones are food, water, shelter, clothing, essential household items, appliances, and money. Services like education and counseling or any other practice that provides a sense of security to others is also essential. And lastly, the most valuable and precious gift of generosity is providing the Dhamma. This is known as Dhamma Dana, which means the gift of Dhamma. And it's the most valuable because it's the only gift that carries the potential to completely cessate all current and future suffering in a soul's existence. True wealth and abundance absolutely must be cultivated and maintained on the foundation of generosity and giving, not pursuing and possessing. This is because of karma, or cause and effect. When fair and equal trade is maintained, economies can prosper. As soon as stinginess and deceit or lying and cheating become a cultural norm, the whole fabric of society begins to devolve, eventually leading to the total collapse of an economy and civilization. True human virtues are fundamental and universal. Every civilization on every planet, solar system, galaxy, and the dimension require virtue and ethics in order to survive and thrive. These virtues, like truthfulness, compassion, justice, cooperation, generosity, integrity, patience, and wisdom, are not mere ideals, but essential cosmic qualities. Now, because of this, the karmic impact of various acts of generosity is actually far stronger when the gifts and services are given to people with high moral development. This is true because of the way all the different worlds in the universe function and sustain themselves. People who are intelligent, wise, and emotionally developed are generous by nature, and are consequently more beneficial and valuable in nature's process of cause and effect. The beneficial effect of virtuous people are greater than those who entertain very base level emotions like lust, pride, anger, food craving, shelter, and are only looking to survive or live in sensual pleasure, and don't have the emotional capacity to serve others. Now, when putting generosity and service into practice, it's more important to find inspiration so you can undertake it skillfully and with joy. It doesn't have to be a chore all the time to provide service, and you shouldn't undertake tasks with resentment, a sense of regret or loss, or attachment to the things you give away. It's only okay to be somewhat attached or stingy with your time and energy when you know you're spending too much of it on a service that won't result in much payoff for either parties. So when you find your own particular skill set and a way of working that is easy and efficient, then it becomes inspiring and fulfilling to be able to spot the various problems and inconveniences that people commonly struggle with and come up with solutions to make their lives easier. Regarding respect, Gifts should be appropriated to the person's taste and interests. They should be timely and they should be clean for the dignity of the receiver. Generosity in the full sense is more than just giving. It extends to all forms of help and kindness, including sacrificing time, providing knowledge, sympathy, empathy, forgiveness, having a good attitude. Which brings me to my next point, which is that the way things are given determine the way they come back to you dharmically. So in other words, your intention and attitude come into play, just like with nearly all other processes we carry through in life. If you give away things and provide service to others with an ongoing sense of resentment or regret or attachment, then your deeds will not have as much impact and can often return to you in a very similar way. When generosity or dana is fully developed, we give and serve others simply for the sake of the well-being of other beings, of society, without the expectation of reward or praise. But this is not to say that beginners should refrain from practicing generosity until they've elevated their mind to such a level of selfless sacrifice. No, it's better to practice generosity and service as soon as you can, because it's really not difficult to do this, and the attitude of contentment and joy will begin to develop with experience.